Welcome back to the deep dive. So our mission today is a little, well, it's highly unique.
Very different from our usual approach.
Right. Usually we take this huge stack of sources, reports, data, conflicting articles, and we try to pull the facts out of all that noise.
hmm
But today we're doing a deep dive into just one single source. It's an excerpt from a collection of philosophical narratives called The Dawn of the Transient City.
That's exactly it. This isn't about synthesizing data. It's about extracting wisdom.
Yeah.
We're zeroing in on one very short story from that book, and the goal is to just mine it for philosophical gold.
A shortcut to insight.
A shortcut to insight, exactly. Not to facts, but to insights about the whole process of discovery.
And the story is called The City That Appeared Only at Night. It just grabs you from the very first line, which is this kind of profound warning. It says, "Some places exist only for those who arrive without fear."
And that one line, that framing, it really sets the stage for our whole conversation today.
Yeah.
We are deliberately stepping away from the aggressive hunt for information.
The intentional seeking.
Intentional seeking, yes. We're exploring the power of accidental discovery, the kind of insight that only shows up when your mind sort of lets down its guard. And that's maybe the most crucial lesson for you, the learner, trying to navigate this flood of information we all face.
Okay, so let's get into it. The narrative begins, and it sets the scene so perfectly. You have a traveler, he's totally exhausted, he's lost his way as the sun is setting.
It's getting dark, he's vulnerable.
He's vulnerable, he's not looking for anything grand, just a place to survive the night. And then he sees lights in the distance.
But not what you'd expect.
No, not harsh city lights. The source says it's a soft, gentle glow, a city that seems to be alive with movement.
And that feeling of being lost, of being weary, that's so vital here. He wasn't on some grand quest for a secret city or for enlightenment.
Yeah.
He was just in a state of pure necessity. And that means all his intellectual defenses were down. He'd already surrendered to the randomness of the journey.
Which leads right into his experience inside the city. It's one of just total effortless acceptance. The city gates are wide open.
No guards, no questions.
None. The people welcome him, they feed him, they offer him a place to rest, all without asking for, payment or his credentials. It's such a sharp contrast to how we usually try to gain access to anything.
Right, where you have to pay the toll or prove you're worthy before you can enter some new community, whether it's professional or intellectual.
And that's why the text is so clear that the city was a gift. It wasn't a destination.
It's the complete opposite of a transaction. The traveler got everything he needed based purely on his state of being, lost and receptive.
But then we get to the core mystery, the thing that really resonates with those fleeting moments of understanding we sometimes get. He tries to figure out where he is. He asks the people, what's the city's name?
And nobody gives him a straight answer.
No one answers clearly.
And that resistance to being named, it's such a beautiful philosophical tool in the story. A name, a label that lets us categorize something, file it away.
And possess it.
And, crucially, try to possess it. Once we name an insight, we try to claim it, turn it into something repeatable, an asset. By staying nameless, the city refuses to become a checklist item.
It resists becoming data.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The experience can't be documented, which becomes shockingly clear when morning comes. The traveler wakes up and he's expecting to hear the sounds of the city.
But there's just silence.
Utter silence. The source says the city had vanished completely, leaving only empty land behind.
Oh, that feeling, that moment of inexplicable loss. It's like when you have a brilliant idea in the middle of the night, a perfect aha moment, but when you try to write it down, it's just gone. It evaporates.
And this is the point where the story pivots from a simple tale to a real teaching. Because he didn't learn the truth right away. He spent years trying to find it again.
Searching for it.
Searching with intention, with desire, retracing his steps. And he failed over and over again until he finally learned the conditions for its existence.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Because the revelation he finally discovers, it just throws out every single rule of traditional goal-seeking.
Every single one.
He learned that the city that appeared only at night appears only to those who wander without greed, fear, or demand.
That trio of conditions.
Yeah.
That's everything. It is a total subversion of how we're taught to achieve things. For knowledge, for success.
Yeah. Think about it.
Our approach to almost everything learning, careers, is usually driven by those exact three things. A greedy demand for a specific outcome.
A fear of missing out?
A fear of missing out on a trend or a demanding expectation of, a return on our investment of time or energy.
Okay, I see the power of that, but let me push back just for a second. In the real world, in research or in business, you have to search with intention. You have to have goals. How can you possibly succeed by just wandering without demand?
And that is the brilliant paradox the source gives us. It's not saying abandon your goals or quit your job. It's suggesting a shift in your mindset during the search. The story is explicit. Those who search for the city.
Never find it.
They never find it. It only appears to those who surrender to the journey itself. The traveler's big realization was that some of the most valuable things in life are gifts. They're not destinations you can just plug into your GPS.
Okay, so let's connect this to the bigger picture. Let's break down those three conditions: greed, fear, and demand, because they really define the filters we use every day.
Let's start with greed. In our modern world, that translates to this mentality of optimization, transactional learning. We only want knowledge that promises an immediate, quantifiable ROI. We want the hack, the shortcut, the information we can grab and exploit right away.
You see this everywhere with online content. People skip the dense, complex article and just read the 5 bullet points at the end. We greedily want the output of knowledge, not the actual process of understanding.
But the traveler, he just needed refuge. He had zero expectation of profiting from the experience. Greed, you see, it closes your peripheral vision. It makes you blind to any valuable insight that doesn't fit the outcome you've already decided on.
Okay, so then there's fear. In the digital age, this one is just rampant. It's the fear of missing out, FOMO, or the fear of being seen as ignorant.
Right.
So we compulsively scroll through feeds, not because we're genuinely curious, but because we're afraid of the social cost of not knowing the latest thing.
And that fear forces you to chase quantity over quality. When the traveler was lost, his fear was about survival, sure, but he wasn't afraid of failing a test or missing a promotion. He was just receptive to any light he could find. Fear creates anxiety, and anxiety is the enemy of deep, relaxed thought.
Which is exactly when those breakthrough insights happen.
Precisely. And that brings us to the last one, demand. This might be the hardest one to let go of.
Oh, for sure.
We demand instant answers. We demand that new information fits into our existing worldview. We start a research project demanding a specific conclusion instead of being open to where the data might actually lead us.
Demand is about control.
Yes. It means you are forcing the journey to fit your schedule, your expectations. The city resisted demand because it operated on its own terms. It required the traveler to accept those terms, receiving, not controlling. When you stop demanding a certain result, you finally allow for those unexpected connections to form.
That distinction is so powerful. Receiving versus controlling. It suggests that if you want truly profound, transformative knowledge, you have to shed those three filters.
It's the blueprint for unintentional discovery. Let's dig into the 3 explicit life lessons the source material offers, built on this whole experience.
Okay, lesson 1 is not everything meaningful can be sought intentionally.
And the traveler being completely lost is the perfect symbol for this. If he had set out with a map to find a city that appeared only at night, a name he didn't even know existed, he would have failed. His lack of intention was the key that unlocked the door.
I think we forget that intellectual wandering, it isn't laziness, it's a necessary part of creativity. We schedule time for focused work, but we rarely schedule time for just undirected, receptive thinking.
Exactly. If you're too focused on the target, you're guaranteed to miss the amazing things happening in your periphery that might change the whole game. It's the difference between asking Google a very specific question versus stumbling onto a fascinating book in a library you weren't even looking for.
You have to make space for the detours.
Because the gifts are so often in the detours. Which brings us right to the second lesson.
Wonder appears when expectation disappears.
Think back to the traveler's state of mind. He was exhausted. He had zero expectation that some magical city was about to welcome him. He just accepted the miracle for what it was.
Whereas if he'd been looking for the perfect city, he probably started critiquing it. Oh, it's too small, or why don't they have a clear name?
Exactly. Our expectations are like filters. If you expect a source to confirm what you already believe, you will only see the evidence that confirms it. But when you drop that expectation, you allow totally new truths to show up.
Often truths that challenge your assumptions.
Yes. High expectation is a form of demand that just ruins the experience. It guarantees disappointment, or, even worse, it blinds you to the wonder that's right there in front of you. You have to approach things with the beginner's mind.
And the final lesson ties it all together. It connects the vanishing act to the core insight. Some truths are felt, not possessed.
This is maybe the most difficult one for us today. We're conditioned to document everything, to monetize it, to replicate it. The traveler couldn't take a souvenir. He couldn't put the city on a map for others.
He didn't possess the asset, the physical city, but he possessed the transformation that the experience gave him.
He possessed the transformation. That's a beautiful way to put it. It makes you question what we really value in knowledge. We praise data that can be replicated, validated. But this story suggests that the most profound wisdom is often intuitive, personal, and you can't transfer it.
If you can't put it in a textbook or on a balance sheet, does that make it less valuable? And the story's answer is a firm no.
It was internalized. It changed him. And that is a deeper, more permanent kind of knowledge than just possessing a fact. It's wisdom that resists being packaged.
So really, this whole story is a profound synthesis for you, the listener. The core idea is that the most valuable insights often arrive when you're receptive and open, not when you're aggressively chasing a specific outcome.
The aha moments land when your mind is free from the pressure of needing an immediate, specific, exploitable return. It's a powerful critique of our optimized, goal-driven lives.
We're taught to maximize everything, name every outcome. This story rewards the opposite.
The embrace of non-greedy wandering. The surrender of expectation.
We have to value those moments of serendipity as gifts and understand that if we try to force them, they just disappear.
So we want to leave you with a final thought from this transient city. If the city only reveals itself when you are free of fear, greed, and demand, what demanding or fear-driven searches might you need to temporarily abandon in your own life to find something truly unexpected?
And it's not about stopping the search entirely. It's about examining how you search. Are you demanding a fixed result? Or are you open to the journey and the unexpected gifts it might have for you?
Reflect on that balance, on the state of mind you need to cultivate to receive the unexpected.
A really powerful thought to chew on. Thanks for guiding us through this deep dive. We encourage you to reflect on which of those lessons being lost, dropping expectations, or valuing felt truths resonated most with you. We'll talk to you next time.